This is Talking Bullish, your Bradford Bulls fan podcast. With your hosts, Laura Wakefield and Alan Raisin.
We had a week off with the Challenge Cup, but it didn't really help us against a strong Wakefield side, so we'll go through that match and then we'll look ahead to the visit of the Robins to Odsal. So welcome, Laura.
Welcome, Alan.
How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Had a little week off, didn't we, last week? It was weird not recording and not having a match to watch, to be fair. I know obviously the Challenge Cup matches were on, but don't think I got a chance to watch any of them, to be honest. I did look at the results to see what had occurred, but missed the rugby last week. But obviously we had some rugby this week, so...
Yes, we did. So remind us, Laura, who got into the semi-finals then?
So Saints beat the Catalan Dragons, Hull KR beat York Knights, Warrington Wolves beat Lee Leopards, and the Wigan Warriors beat Wakefield Trinity. So we've got a semi-final of Saints Wigan, which will be very tasty, and Warrington Hull KR. So yeah, all the teams you kind of expect to be in the semi-finals. There's no massive shocks there. I mean, sometimes the Challenge Cup is the beauty of it is the underdogs get through, but this year, it's all the top dogs that have got through. So kind of predictable, I suppose, but still entertaining, I'm sure. But yeah, I'd be rather watching Bradford Bulls. And
we did on Saturday. The Bulls had a trip to the DIY Kitchen Stadium in Wakefield, as did some of your family, didn't they?
Yeah, my dad and my nephew went to watch, but I caught this one at home, and you came round, Alan, didn't you, to watch it with us? So we thought we'd catch this one on the telly. Probably glad that I did, to be honest. No, obviously, I'll always turn up to the matches that I'm due to go to, but yeah, it was one that probably best watched on the telly after the result. But you know, we are a very depleted squad at the moment. Not the best performance, and I think to be fair to Wakefield and give them all credit, they were on form as well. They scored some lovely tries, in fairness.
They did.
We couldn't handle it. I think a bit of a tough watch was that match. So, yeah, the first half especially.
Yeah, you haven't written many notes for the first half, have you?
Yeah, I know, because I thought, well, unless we go through all Wakefield tries, that's pretty much all it was. So yeah, it was a tough watch, that first half. We struggled to defend, didn't manage to penetrate the Wakefield line. 34 minutes just before half time as well, 6 minutes before half time. We lose Masters and with a calf injury, and then a reshuffle was needed at half time as well. So yeah, it's 24-0 it was at half time. And
they were really attacking us down those wings. Did they get a hat-trick in the first half? And I know that winger did get a...
Yeah, Tom Johnston, he got hat-trick, I think, in the first half, was it? And then the other winger got a hat-trick as well, and I think he ended up getting another one in the second half as well. So I think one of them got 4 and one of them got 3. But it was a tough watch.
Yeah. And then we started the second half slightly stronger. We got the first score after 46 minutes with a neat kick through from Mella, and Fulton gets his first Super League try, so that was good. Yeah,
I was pleased for Fulton. It was a strange one though, because I went up to the video ref with no try, and at the time I think we both watched it. I thought, well, why is it going up as no try? I didn't really understand, and I'm still not sure what he went up for. Unless he just didn't see the grounding, but there was absolutely nothing wrong with it. I mean, in fairness, I know we weren't at the match, so maybe it seems longer at the match than it does when you're watching on telly, but the decisions from the video ref seemed pretty prompt as well.
Yeah, I think they were definitely quicker than usual. Yeah. Often they take several views of the same shot to make up their mind, but this guy's pretty snappy.
Yeah, I think it was Chris Kendall, actually. It's obviously his experienced referee and he's quite good. But yeah, I was really kind of chuffed with his video reffing decisions, whether it went our way or not. It was like, I've looked at it, I've made the decision, there you go.
Yeah.
And they said, I think that's what we all want.
Yeah.
This is, even if it goes against us, I'm not bothered, just don't take 20 minutes to do it. So yeah, it was good. So yeah, pretty much looked at that one straight away, said nothing wrong with that, and we were on the board. So it was 24-6 at that point. It looked like maybe we could start getting back into it, but 2 quick fire tries from Wakefield at 50 and 54 minutes, and the scoreline started to pull away a bit at this point. So we're at 36-6 at this point.
And then we have some more injury problems with Mellor getting lost to injury on 58 minutes, closely followed by Ormondroyd at 59 minutes. And again, we have to reshuffle Aikins covering Mellor in the halves and Ryan moving to fullback.
Yeah, and then Chamberlain had to move to the wing to cover Ryan. Fulton and Russell had to move to the centres because obviously we had no centres then. 3 players injured and 5 players out of position. So I thought at this point it's a very tough ask for this team to do anything. And I think Wakefield scored soon after again. Made it 40 points to 6. We did show some resilience and a quick pass from Aikins to Peposhi, and he finds his way over for a try. So we got a nice little consolation try. So it was 40-12 at this point. But yeah, I think we were both kind of sat at this point thinking, I just want this match to end so that the points difference don't take such a hammering. But yeah.
Unfortunately, it didn't end, and there were another 2 tries.
Yeah.
Finishing 52-12 to Trinity.
Yeah, I think it were lost in the first half. I mean, when you look, it was 24-0. It's always hard to come back from that. I think we showed a lot of resilience in the second half to actually come back into it a bit. If you look just purely at the halves, it was 28-12 in the second half. So not, if that was the full match, obviously quite a respectable scoreline. We did do a lot better in the second half, and considering, let's say, the injuries that we sustained throughout the match, plus all the reshuffling and the fact that the team, I know when we saw the squad come out for it, it was a very depleted team as it was. I think, they showed a lot of resilience to not throw in the towel. Yeah, I know the scoreline looks like it was a bit of a whitewash, but we got some points on the board, and despite the scoreline, they did really kind of fight to keep in it.
Yeah, and I know Kurt, in some of his post-match briefings, was saying he doesn't want to blame the injuries, blame the scoreline on the injuries. But, I mean, it is really difficult, to come up against the top team. You know, Wakefield went second after that. Going up against the top team with so many of your first choices out injured. And, you've got the list here, haven't you? So... there's a lot. I think it's one of those where you don't want to blame your injuries for letting so many tries in. I know that the mentality is obviously the squad that we've got should step up and perform. But at the same time, I think he said something like 8 of the squad that were on the pitch most of the time had been playing in the championship last year. So you think of that versus a Super League side, like you say, that were on form, have less injuries, and near the top of the table. It's a massive ask. I mean, you look at the Challenge Cup matches where you see your championship sides playing your Super League sides, and it's always a little bit one-sided. Look, when I said it at the time, and I was talking to my friend actually at work today, who is a Wakefield fan, because she came up to me and she said she didn't want to gloat too much, but she did enjoy watching the match. And I even we're talking about it with her, and she said it is a shame, and I think most fans would agree. It'd be nice to see the match with 2 squads that are at full capacity and don't have the injuries, because as a Wakefield fan, it's probably lovely seeing your wingers scoring 4 tries, 3 tries, all the rest of it, and such a convincing win. And in all fairness, Wakefield did play really well, but I think everybody wants a competitive game as well, and when it is kind of a depleted team against a full kind of strength team, it's always going to be one-sided. You just can't help that. We heard today that Easton Masters will be missing for the whole season now as well. Yep,
so we are definitely down 1 centre that gone, and obviously the other centre, which is Wonga Blake, is also out for a fair few weeks. We had cover previously from Guy Armitage, who was also out injured. So the 2 first choice and a backup centre are gone now. And obviously, I think this week they put Chamberlain in centre, so he's playing out of position. He's a bit of a utility, but at least we've kind of got one. But I don't know who else they'd put in there. Obviously, they put Fulton in on the day because there was no other choice. But I do know, we're struggling. There's obviously as well, Joe Mellor is out for 6 to 8 weeks, which is a massive blow. And Auburn Royd is also 50-50 as well. He went off with a back injury, so the three that went off at Wakefield not looking likely to be playing next week. It's there's not much positive to say on the injury front. It was nice to see Dan Russell and Eben Skir back, but it looks like Dan Russell has picked up an injury again.
Oh, no.
I think I saw on social media it was saying he could be 50-50 as well. So it's just getting really tough. I don't really know what the answer is. I think they will have to try and bring some bodies in. I know that Kurt was saying at his pre-match speech, he was saying that they're definitely looking or kind of contacting people to try and get a centre and a half-back, which obviously makes sense because both as half-backs, first-choice half-backs are out. Then we had Hooley covering, who's injured. So that's a third. The cover injured. Now Mellor's injured, so that's another cover person injured. So we literally have one player in Aiken who isn't necessarily naturally a half-back playing a half-back with no one to partner with. And like we just were saying about the centres, there's no one to play in the centres either. So they were hoping for a half-back and a centre to come in. I have seen announced today that Castleford have released their centre. Whether that's linked with the Bulls or not, I'm not sure. I know some people were talking, saying we won't be able to take them because we don't have a quota spot, but I don't know how many quota spots we actually have or how many are taken. So watch this space with that. Another option was saying I was looking at the back at the injuries, Super League injuries X page that I'm always referencing because I really like it. And I looked at Wakefield's squad because I noticed that Jaden Myers hasn't been playing. But it looks like he's not injured. He's just not being picked. I think he was 18th man this time, and 2 weeks before he's not being picked. So I know there were talk of saying like try and get him on loan if they're not using him and they don't need him at Wakefield, and we're desperate for centres. And obviously he came through the academy with us. He played for us for several seasons. He'll fit right in. Like hopefully something to do with that. Obviously I'm not the coach, but I'd definitely be looking at those two options if I was the coach. So watch this space. But he said hopefully they're trying to get a centre and a half back over the line before the Thursday deadline so that they can play on Saturday.
Yes, let's hope. And then in other news, Will Gardner played for the first time in the reserves.
Yeah, good news. So at least we're getting some players back. As we seem to get getting people back, more people are getting injured. Mm-hmm. But that's good news. So hopefully he will feature next week. And Suter and Gill are looking good to play for next week as well. So it looks like we'll hopefully see a bit of game time for those two in the team as well, which will be good to see. And
then looking at our other teams, the reserves lost 28-16, close fought match.
Yeah, so it's it was the Bulls versus Wakefield on that, so a lot closer than the actual first team game. But yeah, a loss but a well fought match. The women's team got their win in the first match of the season versus Castleford at 22-8. So a big congratulations to the ladies there. It was good to see that one of the teams got a win this week that we can celebrate.
Yeah, and unfortunately the wheelchair team were beaten by Wigan 6-138. Yeah. I think they were saying that Wigan were one of their the better teams that they face. Yeah,
I think when we went down to see them, it's one of those where obviously they've been promoted up to Super League, but I think there are some kind of standout Super League teams, and obviously freshly promoted up. A tough one that, but yes, still good to be in the Super League and playing. But yeah, a bit of a heavy loss for the wheelchair team. So yeah, well done to the ladies for the win this week.
And so we look towards this weekend when Hull KR come to visit.
It doesn't get any easier, does it?
No, it does not.
Yes. So, look, I don't want to sound too negative, but it's difficult. And I think anyone listening will understand it's quite difficult at the minute to be positive. There's a possibility of a total whitewash. They've just come back off the... a win, a 46-0 win over Toulouse, and that was over in Toulouse as well, so it's not even like it was a home match. It will be a very tough ask to compete with this in its current situation. I was just saying that obviously we're recording this before the 21-man squad comes out, and like I was speaking earlier saying they were hoping to get a centre and a half, so we don't know what the squad will look like, but I'm just kind of really baffled or intrigued, I suppose, to see, one, if we can put out a 21-man squad. Because, what do you say? There's only 18 players that we can name currently. So unless we do bring some in on loan or we use some of the academy kids, we can only name 18 at the minute. It's just, it's not looking good. But you never know. Crazier things have happened.
Really? It's going to be a tough one. Robin's obviously really strong. Where are they in the table? Let's have a quick look.
They've got a match in hand, I think, as well. Yes. So, they're
currently seventh.
They're seventh, but they're climbing. They've had a bit of a kind of rocky start to the season. Obviously, they lost to York, didn't they, at the start? But they're getting back to their full strength, I think. And I think they've been one of the lucky sides to not have too many injury woes either. So. No. I think they'll probably be at pretty much full strength unless they think, this will be an easy one. We'll let some of us kids play.
Well, I suppose we're only one place behind them as it stands, but
it's not a true reflection of how we're actually performing. But no, I do stand by what I said earlier, though. I think it's a shame that we don't have a full strength squad to see how we would actually be performing. And it's no disrespect to obviously the players that are playing. It sounds awful when I'm like, I've got no chance. And it's just literally because they're having to play in positions they're not used to, and obviously step up. Some players step up from obviously a championship to Super League as well. So it is a tough ask. It really is, and I don't think you can fault the effort, and I don't think by any means that they'll come in on Saturday and not put up a fight and not compete. It'd just be I'd be very shocked if we do get a win on Saturday.
I mean, like you say, Kurt said he's only got 15 players to select from, and how can you possibly play a competitive game when you've got that many injuries? And absolutely, as you say, no disrespect to the players that are fit. There's just not enough depth. Right,
definitely.
Anyway, so
and it's who is fit as well. Let's say it's certain positions where if you had at least one fit player in every position who's used to playing that position, it's not too bad. But when, let's say, your halves are wiped out, your centres are wiped out, you're looking pretty depleted. But it sounds all doom and gloom. But let's look on the positive side. There's a rugby match to watch on Saturday. We're going towards Hull. Yep. Hopefully the sun will be shining because it looks like it's a nice day. It's a 3 p.m. kickoff as well. Yep. So, we'll get a bit of, hopefully a bit of a tan whilst watching the match.
Do you know if there's any pre-match entertainment?
I think there is. I think it's someone who's on The Voice. A singer from The Voice, apparently. I don't know if they're on the pitch or in the fan zone, but so there is someone performing. Let's say I was talking to some people at work today, and I said I'm still taking the positives. The Bulls are in Super League. We're getting to watch them play Super League opposition, and
we're not bottom.
We're not bottom. We're not bottom. We'll be there to cheer them on. Hopefully, obviously, I know we've got a few that are out for a long time. Give it a few weeks down the line if we get a few players back, and we get playing, the lower table opposition. You never know, we might pick up a few wins later on, but I think, we might be on a little bit of a streak of losses for the next few weeks, and it wouldn't be surprising, but I'm still looking forward to it nonetheless. If we get a couple of good tries to watch, I'll definitely be pleased.
Yeah. And in terms of predictions, so last week we didn't do very well with our predictions. We were both way off, but we both scored 7 points, which I think is pretty much the lowest you can get whilst getting the right result.
We're not doing very good at this game, are we? So where do we stand currently then, Alan?
So I have 83 points for the season and you have 87.
Oh, it's close.
It's close. Everything to play for. So in terms... Should I go first with my predictions? I haven't put any thought into it yet.
Yeah, go for it, Alan. What are you thinking?
I think we might be able to score 12 and maybe concede about, let's say, 36.
Oh, okay. That's not too bad. Yeah, that's quite positive thinking, to be fair.
Okay.
Well, I think so, if you looked at, obviously, the Wakefield match, and then we've got 3 more injuries and... not enough players to field a team.
Well, maybe 46.
But I like that. I like the positive thinking. I want to be optimistic. I've tried to be optimistic on most predictions I've given lately, even if it's losses. And I found that when I've been optimistic, we've not done very well. So I'm going to go with the opposite this time. I'm going to be pessimistic, hoping that I'll take the hit if my points on this scoring sheet go down, but Bradford actually perform better than I imagine. So I'm going to go positive in the fact that I'm hoping we'll see a try. I'm hoping we won't get nilled.
Okay.
So I'm going for 6 points to Bradford.
Yeah.
And... it might be a bit harsh, but I'm going to go 60 to Hull KR.
Ouch. Okay. Right, yeah. I'm obviously very optimistic there then. Well...
I'm just going by what we saw at Wakefield. Well, like I say, we were already... Yeah, and then we've got more injuries.
Well,
we don't... Even if we bring people in, they're not going to be gelled into team. Look, this is what I'm saying. If I be really pessimistic and think worst case scenario, it might go the other way because my optimism hasn't been working. Since I've been optimistic, we've lost. So let's see. But either way, look, we can't complain. Nice sunny day at Odsall, watching the rugby and cheering on the Bulls regardless of win, lose or draw. Been following and going since they were right down in League One, so I need to be sat there thinking, look, I'm watching them playing Super League, so I should be grateful.
Yeah, and we will enjoy every minute, I'm sure. We will. Okay, so that just takes us to Bull or No Bull, where this week it is my turn to present 3 statements to Laura, one of which is not factual and 2 of which are fact. And Laura has to pick the Bull full statement from the 2 true as Brian Noble honest statements.
Right. Let's go. What's this about then?
Of course it's about Hull KR, Laura. You should know this. Okay, so obviously Hull KR, known as the Robins, and this is because a number of these birds used to be seen near the pitch where they practiced.
Oh, okay.
That's my first statement. Second statement is that they won the Super League in 2025 with 11 wins. And the third statement is that they were promoted from the Championship in 2017 despite not playing in the Super 8's final, the £1 million game.
I don't know about the 11 wins because that seems quite low for the matches that they'd play. 24 matches would you play? So it seems quite low.
Let me check my facts here.
Yeah, it might be right though. I don't know. It just seems like you're losing half your matches. Doesn't seem like a good
but
unless it was a very topsy-turvy season. But anyway, I'm going to go for that one as Noble anyway, because they did finish top in 2025, and they also became the Super League champions. The other ones, what was the one about 2017 with the £1 million game? What was the...
They were promoted from the Championship in 2017 despite not playing in the Super 8's final.
Okay, so the Red Robin one seems so ridiculously crazy that I think it's true. So I'm going to go for... Yeah, I'm going to go for the promotion statement as false because I feel like they were relegated from the Super League, but I don't know if that was 2017. It might have been 2016, and then they came back up in 17 because they finished top. Because I know that they lost to Salford and got relegated, but I can't remember what year it was. But I'm going to go for that one as false anyway.
Okay, well, I'm not quite sure how to play this one because I've just checked my facts and I've only seen part of the table for the 2025 season.
Okay.
So, yeah, the main point, though...
So two were false, were they?
Two ended up being false. So
it meant to be true, did
it? It was meant to be true,
Let's go for that. I said it was true anyway.
Finished first in Super League.
Yes.
They played 13 at home, winning 11.
Okay.
I needed to
I was going to say,
across.
that seems very low.
They, in fact... won 22.
Right, yeah, that makes more sense.
Yes.
But yes, but I knew what you meant, so it's fine. So we'll take that as a true statement.
Yes. Yes, they were promoted from the Championship in 2017, finishing top of the Championship, but then they went into the Super 8's competition and somehow they were automatically promoted. So I'm not quite sure how that worked back in 2017, but yes, they were promoted in 2017. They lost the £1 million game in 2016
against Salford. Yeah, so that was actually true. So it's the ridiculous Red Robin.
They
one.
aren't known as Robins because of any kind of birds. Apparently, they're known as the Robins because of the colour of their kit.
Oh, okay, that's boring. I really like the little Robin thing. I wish that were true.
I know.
That's why I thought it's so ridiculous that I want it to be true. But yeah, I'm willing to take the loss on that one just for the fact that I think that should be the fact, so that there was lots of little robins near their training parks. I think that's cute.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, good one. So yeah, technically two kind of false there.
Yeah, and you picked the one very true statement.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, at least I got one right. So
yeah.
And
that brings us to the end of another episode of Talking Bullish. Thank you very much for listening. Make sure you like, subscribe, tell a friend, and contact us on social media. Yes,
please do listen, follow, talk to us. Again, we'll love the comments and people getting in touch. And just a big thank you as well to everyone listening whilst we don't have much positive to say about the matches, because I have noticed obviously we get a bit of a dip in views when we haven't had a win. So for those really dedicated listeners who are listening to us win, lose or draw, we appreciate it like the team does when we turn out to go watch them. And with that sentiment, let's hope for a big crowd at Ottsall on Saturday to cheer on the team.
Yep, definitely see you there 3 p.m. Saturday. Let's run with the Bulls.